Hey, I work with people relocating to the Tampa Bay every single week, and some of the biggest changes that are happening here right now, even most locals don't have on their radar yet. I'm going to give you some inside scoop. In Tampa, there are entire neighborhoods that are being transformed. There's billions of dollars being invested across the region. Areas that look completely different just a few years ago are becoming some of the most desirable places to live in the Tampa Bay. So if you're considering a move here, understanding where Tampa Bay is headed is just as important as understanding what it looks like today. I am Jen Messina. I'm a realtor here in the Tampa Bay, and I moved here 16 years ago as part of a relocation. So what makes this also interesting for me is that I've actually gotten to watch this area evolve firsthand. For example, when I first moved here, Water Street didn't exist. The Riverwalk wasn't what it was today, and Ybor wasn't attracting billions of dollars in investment. And downtown Tampa, that wasn't where people spent their weekends. Today, it's a completely different story. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the biggest changes that are happening across the Tampa Bay region and how that's going to affect where you potentially might want to move to. And before we jump in, let me know if you are watching from out of state, if you're already here in Florida, if you're thinking about moving Florida, and if there's any topics you'd like me to cover in the future. So let's get started with what the changes are coming up for Tampa Bay. I want to start with an area that I think is going to experience the biggest transformation over the next decade. It's called Ybor City. Now, most people know Ybor City for the restaurants, nightlife, cigar history, brick-lined streets, but the biggest story isn't what's already there. It's what's being built. One of the largest redevelopment projects in Tampa is called Gasworks, and the goal is to connect downtown Tampa and Ybor City with residential communities, retail space, offices, restaurants, public gathering areas, and walkable connections between neighborhoods that historically have felt separate. But why does this matter? Well, because one of the biggest requests I hear from people relocating here is we want walkability. People relocating want to be able to grab coffee or meet their friends or walk their dog, enjoy their neighborhood without having to get in the car every time they leave the house. For example, right now I'm working with a buyer. She's relocating from San Diego, California, and she specifically wants that type of lifestyle. A few days ago, I previewed a small home for her in Dunedin. It's less than 1,000 square feet and it's listed for $310,000. Now, for many buyers, that might sound expensive for that small of a home, but for her, no sticker shock coming from California. It's exactly what she's looking for because it's close to downtown. She can take the golf cart to the restaurants and it fits the lifestyle that she tells me she wants. So that's what I'm seeing more and more. People aren't just moving here for the sunshine and the flip-flops anymore. They're moving here for lifestyle. And projects like Gasworks are helping create a lot more of these options. Another area that's completely changed since I moved here is an area called Water Street, which is where the cruise terminal is. A lot of people visit Tampa and think Water Street is finished. It's not. Water Street has changed in a way that people use downtown Tampa. Now, years ago, downtown was mostly a place where people worked. No one lived there, but now they do. No one ate dinner down there, but now they do. You can eat dinner, see a show, meet your friends, do all sorts of fun things downtown and in adjacent Water Street. None of this existed when I first moved here. Now, many clients that are relocating from places like California, New York, Massachusetts, Michigan, they're looking for a combination of city amenities, but also old world Florida living. Water Street has become one of the best examples of that shift. Speaking of change, let's talk about an area called Tampa Heights. Tampa Heights has quickly become one of my favorite areas to show buyers. Tampa Heights has a completely different feel than many of the master plan communities that people initially ask you about. There's no lagoon, there's no golf course. It's just a historic area with historic homes, local restaurants, coffee shops, breweries, and it's got super easy access to downtown and to the Riverwalk. Tampa Heights has personality, and buyers who are looking for character tend to fall in love with it. Then that brings you back to the Riverwalk. Now, if you haven't visited Tampa in the last few years, the Riverwalk actually may be one of the biggest surprises. When I moved here 16 years ago, there was nothing down on the Riverwalk. There was no reason to go down on the Riverwalk. But now it's one of the most active places in the city. People are walking, biking, exercising, attending events, and spending time on the waterfront year-round. The Riverwalk has become part of Tampa's identity, and that's something I don't think many people could have predicted 15 years ago. So now let's talk a little bit about a project that's been getting a lot of attention recently. The Tampa Wow project. Yes, Tampa is getting a giant Ferris wheel. A 250-foot observation wheel is going in near the Florida Aquarium and the cruise terminals down near Water Street. The Ferris wheel itself isn't what I find the most interesting. What interests me is what it says about Tampa's future. Projects like a Ferris wheel, this happens when cities are investing in tourism, entertainment, and creating destinations where people want to spend time. It's another sign that the Tampa Bay continues to evolve into a more dynamic city with more things for both residents and visitors to experience and explore. Another thing that deserves a little bit more attention is the Tampa International Airport. One of the first comments I hear from buyers relocating here is how much they love TPA. It's efficient, it's easy to navigate, it's centrally located, and compared to many major airports, it's a much better experience. Now, good news, it's expanding again with additional gates and increased capacity. So if you travel frequently for work, or if you have families spread across the United States, or you simply enjoy traveling, this is one of those quality of life factors that becomes more important after you move here than before. Now, let's briefly talk about a rumor that's going around about a Rays stadium. The Tampa Bay Rays is our baseball team, and I know there's some conversation, so someone's going to ask. There's been a discussion about a potential stadium that's going to be near Raymond James, which is where the Buccaneers play. At this point, nothing's been officially approved, so I definitely wouldn't make a buying or relocating decision based on that possibility alone that Tampa Bay is going to finally get their Tampa Bay Rays in Tampa Bay. Right now it's in St. Pete. But projects like this, they do often attract other things like retail and hotels and food places and residential. So it's definitely something for us to keep an eye on, but I'm not going to let you plan your move around that. So what does all of this mean if you are planning a move to the Tampa Bay? Here's what I tell my clients. We're not just going to look at where the neighborhood is today. We're going to look at where the neighborhood is headed, because some areas are becoming more walkable. Some areas are attracting a significant amount of investment, meaning there's going to be new things coming, and some are going to remain quieter suburb communities. And that's one of the things I love about the Tampa Bay. There isn't just one Tampa Bay lifestyle. There's dozens of different ways to live here. The key is to finding the one that fits you, your lifestyle, and your family. Because after helping so many people relocate here and doing it myself, I've learned that choosing the right neighborhood is definitely more important than choosing the right house. The happiest buyers are usually the ones that I work with that we focus on their lifestyle first and on finding the right home second. As Tampa Bay continues to grow, we evolve, and that's becoming more important than ever. So now I would love to hear from you. If you're thinking about moving into Tampa Bay, what is the biggest question you have about living here? And if you're already living here, what's the biggest change you've noticed over the last 5 years? Leave a comment below. I read every single one. And if you're seriously considering a move to the Tampa Bay, whether it's in the next 6 months or the next year or two, go ahead and reach out now to me and my team. We'll help you try and narrow down the neighborhoods that fit your budget and your lifestyle, your commute, and the things that matter most to you and your family. No pressure, just good information so you can make the best decision for you and your family as you transition into Tampa. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you subscribe, because every week I share what it's really like to live, work, and play in the Tampa Bay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.